Good morning and welcome to the 445 Productive Through Joy show with your host and your boy, Dr. Michael Datcher. The show airs each weekday morning, hella early AF at 4:45 a.m. here on YouTube's Michael Datcher channel, then 4:45 p.m. on Facebook Live. Today we're talking about transformation. Wow, super important idea and concept, and also one of the most exciting things in the world, which we'll get to in a second. If you are new, you can go to productivethroughjoy.com, see about us. We speak to groups, schools, and organizations about being productive through joy. We have a very interesting narrative-based approach, which is to say that we know that everyone's life in the past has told a story. Everyone's life is currently telling a story, and everyone's life will eventually, when it's all said and done and written, will tell a story. And we help people think through those particular phases of the narrative, of the life narrative, and really focus on what is the story that you want to tell moving forward, right? Hopefully in an aspirational sense. I should also say a few words about myself directly. This is your host again and your boy, Dr. Michael Datcher, author of the New York Times bestseller Raising Fences, which was a Today Show Book of the Month pick. That book's film rights were optioned by the actor Will Smith, whose people caught my people. I eventually agreed to write the screenplay for that particular project, which I did, which was an amazing experience. That book was also, I think I said that Today Show Book of the Month pick. That book was phenomenal. Took me on Oprah, just a bunch of the major media outlets all over the country. I'm also the author of the new book, the new novel, which just came out in October, Americus, which is a book, it's a historical novel which examines, inspired by the ancient African, ancient Kemetic, ancient Egyptian story of Asar and Set, who were twins, identical twins, and also rivals. That book seeks to look at the past to really comment on the present day. That book explores the intersection of family, race, and the human family. Very very powerful book as well. And then I'm also the author of the spanking brand new, as of April, Animating Black and Brown Liberation: A Theory of American Literatures, which just came out in April. That book looks at the idea of literature engaging us in real world activism. Can literature, can novels and plays primarily featuring activists as protagonists or central characters inform us about best practices in real world activism? And I'm arguing that yes, we can. That book's super interesting. I'm on the book tour for both of those books right now. I'll be in Oakland in September. I'll be in Leimert Park Book Fair here on August 24th. I'll be at the Louisiana Book Fair. I'll be in Vermont at the Brattleboro Literary Festival. I'll be in Taos, New Mexico. I'll be in Seattle. I'm coming. I've been everywhere, man. I'm coming to you. So when you hear me about me coming to town, please reach out. Let's have some coffee, some cognac, or some Cabernet. I'll be on the seas. So reach out when I come to town. My educational background is UC Berkeley as an undergrad, my master's from UCLA, and my PhD in English literature from the University of California at Riverside. I'm also the board president of the World Stage, a grade 501c3 nonprofit here in Los Angeles. Guys, I'm a busy guy. My mind is busy. I think Drake said that first. And I don't say these things to brag or boast. Actually, I say this, I like to give this brief bio each show because people are almost always surprised to hear about my background as they hear about my kind of level of productivity. I am the product of a young girl who was violated at age 16, gave birth to me at age 17, and subsequently gave me up for adoption to a single divorcee. Yet at the time, no biological father, no adopted father. Listen, difficult times for the young MD, yet it's cool. Mo D famously said, hot, you like me now. That's right. So thanks for being here, guys. So let's dive into today's show. We're talking today, guys, about the concept of transformation, right? Listen, it's very difficult to change your life. Change your life, transform your life. We're using change and transform in very similar ways. You can choose your own nomenclature there. But to truly transform from the inside out is difficult. right? It takes extraordinary focus. And so point one is that you want to know that in order to transform your life, because it is so difficult, you have to do it from the inside out, right? So we're not talking about like superficial change, although that can be a part of a larger project, meaning a larger approach. I mean, you can start wearing blazers every day, or things that are superficial. That can help, but that cannot be the core of transformation. Transformation begins with doing the inner work. If you know the show, we talk a lot about meditation, yoga, Pilates, various types of modalities to help us to access a greater level of spiritual power. And which goes right to point two, you want to have knowledge of self. Many people don't know, I'm assuming, that one of the great things about yoga, if you don't do yoga regularly, I said it because I used to laugh at people who did yoga. I played basketball and football, all the sports. And so when I would see a dude in particular, this is so, as a young man, not really understanding yoga, and being in such a male-dominated world with male athletes on the basketball court or playing football or things of that nature. I would go by a yoga class and laugh at dudes. Why is a dude in the yoga class, Until I tried it. The point is that yoga is transformative. Oh my goodness. It's the focus on breathing, the focus on knowledge of self, the focus on the asanas, being in these uncomfortable positions, right? And finding peace in discomfort. That's one of the major benefits of yoga, is the practice of finding peace in difficult poses, in difficult and uncomfortable positions. And that's a great metaphor for life, because life is oftentimes uncomfortable, which goes right into point three. As you begin to have peace when things, get uncomfortable, there's a massive change. I was telling people, if you know the show, I was sharing that I've gone through this incredible series of, I couldn't make this stuff up. People in my inner circle completely turning left on me. I mean, really betraying me. There's really no two ways about it. People who I've really befriended. I'm not sure if you've ever had been wounded by a friend, someone close to you, like intimate, right? Someone who you've actually been good to. Sonia Sanchez has this great poem called "Wounded in the House of a Friend." Great line called "Wounded in the House of a Friend." And when that happens, when someone who's not in your circle, not close to you, still betrays you, it hurts you, or does a thing that is untoward toward you, it still hurts, of course. It doesn't feel good to be wrongly treated by anyone. But when it's people you know and trust, wow, it's brutal. It's pretty brutal. So I was just sharing on this show that I had been going through this situation with these people. I mean, you cannot make this stuff up. It's so dramatic and crazy. And those types of changes have the ability to really destroy people, to drive you to drink, as the old people in the South say, it'll drive you to drink. Or it can make you transform into your highest self, into a better self, right? And so my particular challenge is, that's the goal, is to use them to transform into my higher self. Now, and that is not to say I haven't made the short-term trip to the cognac bar, which is going to happen from time to time. It can't be all chamomile. There's going to be some cognac during times of struggle too. So this isn't about trying to get it perfectly, but it's about having the arc, towards where you want to be. And so the point, though, is that I'm transforming. I mean, these hardships have been a blessing. As corny as it is to say that, it doesn't absolve the folks who are not acting right towards me, but it shows you that even when things appear to be a change for the negative, that transformation will lead to more positive transformation. Boom, ghost dynamite. That's all for today's show. We are each weekday morning, hella early AF at 4:45 a.m. here on YouTube's Michael Datcher channel, then 4:45 p.m. on Facebook Live. Thanks for being here, guys. We love and respect you. We'll see you this afternoon. Again, catch me when I'm on the book tour these next few months, all the way through the end of this year. Actually, I'll be until next year, till March. So I'll see you, I'm sure, somewhere. Until then, let's talk about it and be about it. Deuces.